salama.
Now let's head back to a fast story where the Media Council of Kenya has urged security officers to respect the space of journalists enlisted as essential service providers to do their work, especially during curfew hours. This is after a journalist in Nakuru was arrested despite having valid passes to operate within the curfew hours as essential service providers. Let's now talk to Ibrahim Karanja joining us from Nakuru. Karanja, I understand that, his equipment was equally vandalized. What exactly happened and have the authority, responded to these actions?
Ashley, it is true that the equipment belonging to David Omurunga of Milele FM was actually vandalized and stolen, so to speak, given that since last night he's not been able to find his recorder. He says this is after he started recording what was happening last evening, as he was leaving the office. He says some few minutes past 8 p.m. Remember, 8 p.m. is the gazetted curfew time for Nakuru County and the other 5 counties due to the containment measures, the COVID-19 containment measures. But while speaking about essential service providers, really, the name curfew, according to the Kenya Union of Journalists, should not be there, because the fact that they have been gazetted as essential service providers mean that they do not have the curfew. So David Omurunga was accosted by 4 police officers at around 8:10 p.m. And despite introducing himself, he says that the officers roughed him up and arrested him, even took him to Nakuru Central Police Station. The physical assault even leading to an injury on his right knee, and also the clothes that he was in last night was actually torn. And that is what today has caused an uproar amongst journalists, the Kenya Union of Journalists. We have also seen the Media Council of Kenya CEO David Omoyo, who was there at Central Police Station this morning as Omurunga was making that particular statement and complaint against the police. Yes, we have had the authorities speaking. We have had the Nakuru County Deputy Police Commander, Joseph Tanui, who says that that was a very unfortunate event. He promises that the police will be on that matter and will be investigating. He says that it is an isolated matter because it has not really been happening every other time, that journalists have been cooperating with police. So he says that from where he sits, then that is a very unfortunate event, and they are going to investigate. We also had a statement from Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembea, who also said that that is yet another isolated case, and very unfortunate that it is not the intention of government or police officers to harass journalists or any other citizen for that matter. So he said that in this particular case, everything shall be investigated. But early this morning, as we were speaking to Omurunga and the Kenya Union of Journalists officials, they expressed the reluctance or the slow investigations into matters which the journalists have been harassed by police in previous incidences. Remember, during the London Road by-election, we had journalists harassed by police and also by goons. And since then, even despite making a report, no progress has really been made. And we also put the CEO, Media Council of Kenya, on the spot about this, asking what the council is doing to protect journalists despite only issuing accreditation cards. And he said that they have been following this. So let us listen to what they had to say. David Omoyo, the CEO, Media Council of Kenya, as well as David Omurunga, the victim and journalist for Milele FM. Ashley.
By the Ministry of Interior, who is the boss of the police. And what we are seeing is just the police, they are just going rogue. It's not that they do not know what they are doing, they are breaking the law. They just want, it's a level of impunity that makes us wonder what type of people we are dealing with. It's not the work of the police to set laws. Their work is to implement. They are simply enforcement officers. Wakiambua kesho, all matatu drivers are essential services. The police, their work is to protect them. So we have the police trying to become the judges, they're trying to implement their own law. It's simply a breakdown, and it's a shame to the police that we keep complaining about them all the time. We keep writing, like now we are launching a formal complaint. It's a shame. Actually, I should be asking the Inspector General to give me some stationery. All my letters nation keep complaining about a police misbehaving here, a police misbehaving there. So it's really a shame. And we want to call that, we will also write to IPO. We want to now isolate the individual policemen so that we can profile the individuals and prosecute them individually. Because you have many policemen in Nakuru, so we have 1 or 2 guys who want to behave like they don't respect press cards and all that. So the whole idea is that we will isolate the guys now, and that's the way we will go now. Anybody attacking a journalist, we make sure that we isolate the individuals and have them prosecuted so that they can be a lesson to the others. Otherwise, we are allowing too much impunity, people breaking the law. The police are leading in disobeying law and order. They have clear instructions. They choose to disobey the instructions. They want to choose who can be essential service. It's not their work to do that. Their work is to implement the law as they have been instructed.
Sasa kuteremka, jamaa mmoja akaja, nikaona kama tunaenda kugongana na yeye, lakini nikamuondokea kidogo ili aweze fanya nini kupi. Sasa kumuondokea hivi naye bwana kaniangukia shingoni. Kuniangukia shingoni, mwingine akaja kanishika mbavuni huku, mwingine akalalia kiuno changu. Sasa ikawa ni mngangano. Ni kama kuna mkatiko, kuna katika pale. Sasa katika hiyo harakati kukatika, ndipo baadaye nikafahamu kwamba kumbe hawa jamaa walikuwa maafisa wa polisi bwana. Nikauliza, bwana, mbona mnani mishandle namna hii? Mimi ni mwanahabari, nimetoa kadi yangu ya press card ndio hii, bado mnanitatiza. Inakuwa namna gani? Katika hiyo purukushani namna hiyo tukapelekana, wakanirusha ndani ya Land Cruiser bila mimi kufahamu kilichokuwa kikiendelea. Naambiwa kwamba wewe ni mwanahabari gani unatembea saa hizi? Kuna madam alikuwa amevaa uniform na ameweka hiyo inaitwa nini, rasta zimefika hivi. Akaniuliza, wewe ni mwanahabari gani unatembea saa hizo usiku? Sikumjibu. Kisha baadaye mwingine mfupi ni kama ana nundu hapa kidogo tu, ni kama amefura hapa hivi kidogo tu, akaniambia, wewe unafanya kazi na fulani kwa kituo fulani? Nikamwambia, huyo ni mwenzangu, huyo mwenzangu. Akanyamaza, akaniambia, wewe ingia ndani ya gari, acha Kiswahili chako kingi. Nikapanda ndani ya gari. Askari mmoja alikuwa ameshika bunduki, akaniambia, leta hiyo press card. Nikampatia press card. Kumpatia press card, akasema, press card, wewe ni media house gani? Nikamwambia, mimi ninafanya na Media Max Network, mimi ni reporter Milele FM Nakuru County. Akasema, bana, ingia ndani ya gari, tumeona wengi. Mwingine mzee mmoja hapa alikuwa amevaa uniform na amevaa nini ndani ya red. Akaniambia, mnasema kwamba nyinyi ndio mmesoma sana, bado mtatupata hapa. Nikashindwa, kwani imekuwa tena kulikuwa na grudge ambapo kwamba sasa imefika mahali naambiwa kwamba sisi ndio tumesoma sana, wao hawajasoma sana, tutawapata hapa na hakuna mahali popote tutawapeleka. Nikashangaa kuna uadui ambao umekuwa ukitokota kati ya kituo hiki cha polisi cha Central na wanahabari. Na je, hao wanahabari ni wanahabari ambapo wana majukumu yao na pia serikali na sheria inawatambua. Nikajiuliza leo hii, iwapo leo mwanahabari anatatizwa namna hii ni kwa kusema kwamba unavunja ule unyasi mdogo ambao unakuwa kueleza hali ya kujieleza na uhuru wa wanahabari unadhalilishwa hapa Kenya.
Quite unfortunate. We do hope that action is taken.